It's so broken, it's so broken. Whoa.
This here is a mink. It looks like it's caught itself a snake. Oh. Well, snake, maybe you lucky. Maybe you survive for another day. Here's another black rat snake. I almost hit this one while I was mowing. This might be one from yesterday. Who knows? Pretty big. I like to see her. Go hunt you some mice.
So back in March, we ordered 2 packets of bees, even before we set up these beehives. Now we did fully intend to try to catch a swarm as well. We have enough room for more bees, but so far the swarm trap, no one has taken up residence fully. So we're very excited. There's a natural beekeeper that is in our area that we discovered, and we're going to get those bees from him. It's important to try to get bees that are in your climate, because if you're ordering bees from a vastly different climate, that might be hard for them to survive. So we're going to get our bees today and install our bees, and we're super, super excited.
Raining now, it's raining now, it's there's something different. There's something different. You and me could go so high. It's so broken, it's so broken. Whoa.
So, we've picked up our bees. We've brought them here to our beginning apiary. And what we've done so far, we did one of the hives. We're going to show you the installation of this other hive. But we did one of the hives. You can see we've got a lot of bees flying around. This is normal. They're doing orientation flights. They're trying to figure out where they are and what they're supposed to be doing at this point in time. And figuring out what this hive is. Now the queen is secure in here. I'll show you how we take the queen out of the other one. And we're starting to get a few that are coming through here, and they're still trying to figure out how to use the entrance. And these are a bunch of the bees that flew out when we were doing it, and they're like just kind of lost. They're not sure yet what to do, but once the bees in here start figuring out that they're in a hive and they have a safe space, they're going to go and start directing the other bees to come in here. So what we're going to do is, first thing, we're going to take off our strap here. I have these straps on our hives in case of bear or other types of creatures that we have in this area. And I'm going to, this is the divider board here, and pull that to the side all the way. And I'm going to remove some of these frames. We don't need all of these that are in here for right now. Just put those to the side. And I'm going to need an empty frame here. We're going to use this for the queen. So that's the first part of our operation. We need to free the queen. So you can see a bunch of bees gathering on this right there. These are from the other hive. They're interested in what's going on with this hive. And we're going to just give these bees a little shake. Guess I can do it over this. Some of them can fall in there. Let's just kind of stun them for a second. And we're gonna go and pull off the top lid part. Supposedly, we're gonna pull it off. And within these packages, these bee packs, we've got a feeder can. So we gotta remove this feeder can first. And when we do that, the bees in here will start coming out. So we got to be careful with this where we remove the can. Let me get a better grip on that. Get a good grip on that, and then we're gonna pull that off, supposedly. This one is a bit stuck. That's okay. Wow, that's really stuck. All right, after some technical difficulties of getting out this can, which was a pain, much harder than the previous one, now I'm going to work at getting off this staple, which is also proving to be difficult. I guess this package, there we go. So this is where the queen is right here. I'm gonna make sure I don't drop her in there. And pull her out, and if you look, here's our queen. So she got some attendant bees already on there. What we're gonna do with her is we've got this part here. This is a taped on thing, which is weird. I've not seen them like this before, but looks like it'll work. Oh shit. Gotta be careful, we don't want to let the queen out quite yet. Hear them? They're pretty mad because the queen's not there anymore. We don't have her presence. And we've got a little candy tip on there for the queen, and they're going to eat through this candy, and then they're going to free her, but not yet. We want them to establish a presence. So we're going to take this empty frame here, and we're going to zip tie her to this frame. Now let's see, what's our orientation? I want her facing down. So put that there for now. And this is actually pretty hard to do with these leather gloves on. I'm looking forward to the days that I gain enough confidence that I can do this without gloves, which will be coming up. All right, so now I've got, I'm gonna just set them aside for now. I've got the queen attached, you can see, right there to this empty frame. So this is going to anchor them in the hive, the queen's presence. All right, so we had some more technical difficulties with this one, but we've secured her on here. She's going to stay now. I'll tell you what, we didn't have all these problems with the other hive. I guess it's just because we're filming now that we've got all this stuff, but that's okay. We have in here a bunch of frames of wax for them to start with, and we're going to put her down in here like that, and then we're going to move these other frames. But before we do that, we're going to put down a sugar patty. Normally I would not feed the bees sugar, we're doing natural beekeeping, but since these are packages, they're not like a swarm. A swarm carries a bunch of the honey in their bodies so that they can immediately go and start laying it in a new thing. These are bees from another colony. They weren't prepared to swarm. They just did a split with them, so they're not carrying a bunch of honey in their bodies right now. And so to keep them strong and keep them going until they can go start foraging and bringing in nectar and pollen, we're gonna give them this. I made these last night. It's just cane sugar, add a little water, run them through the dehydrator, and made these sugar bars. If I caught a swarm, and when we catch a swarm, we will eventually, we don't need to feed them sugar. as I said, they already have the honey in their bodies. So now we're gonna close up the queen with that sugar, and tomorrow, and we'll film this tomorrow. I'm going to come and we're gonna remove out this bee box right here that's full of the bees. We're gonna put this in for today, and tomorrow we'll remove it out. And then in a week from now, we have to come back and remove this frame after they go and they chew the queen out. One of the things that we've got going on here is, if you look at the front entrance, this is actually what's called the queen excluder. So this allows the bees to come in and out, but not the queen. This is a smaller size thing to keep the colony from being robbed, or to cut down on not let mice in. And then this is your big wide open hole that you'd want to use your standard hole when they are fully in production. So we're going to take the box, we're going to just lower it down in here. It's one of the nice things about these big lay-ins hives is, look at that, we've got all that space. So we'll be back tomorrow to remove this. So I'm going to go, and this is really neat. We're going to pull this off. Now the bees are free, and I'll start exploring the hive, and we're just going to cap them up, and we'll go and reseat that. The bees are contained. They're in their new home. We're going to strap them down, and now we have bees. We've got 2 hives. Over time, I'm sure, just like chicken math, we'll have bee math, and we'll just continue to add more and more hives until we get to our limit. But it's pretty easy. Natural beekeeping, it's pretty hands-off. Eventually, we'll probably be into these hives only twice a year. This first year, since I'm figuring out how much these particular bees produce, I may have to get in monthly just to make sure they have enough frames in case they start filling things up. And we'll figure it out over time, what is our right pattern. So here we are, it's the next day, first night with the bees. These particular bees, these are Carniolan bees. I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly, but they call them carnies for short. They are well adapted to cold climates. They originally are a bee species that comes from like Hungary, Slovenia, the Alps region. They are really great at surviving harsh winters. They are really good at regulating themselves. When there's big nectar flows, they explode in population. When there's low nectar flows, they shrink in population. They manage that very well. And they're really good against the varroa mite. They're a self-cleaning bee. The Amish that we pick these bees up from do natural beekeeping as well. They don't use any sprays or any treatments. So these bees know how to take care of themselves with a number of different pests and things. The hives we have, these are lay-ins hives, so they're a deeper frame. It also allows the bees to overwinter better. It's thick wood inside these. You've seen it when we've opened them up. It's thick wood siding, and that helps give a lot of temperature regulation for the bees in the summer when it gets real hot, and in the winter when it gets real cold. So let's open this up and let's get those bee boxes out of here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to open the hive, and we'll see how they react to that. And I'm just going to remove out those boxes that bees were shipped in. And here we go. Pull this out. So that's done. We'll just stick this on the side. Any extra bees that are near there, they can figure themselves out. Now what we gotta do is we gotta move this divider board here. And I'm just gonna shim this up real gentle, so I'm not squishing any of the bees. I'm gonna close up this cavity. Oh, that went really well. Then we're just gonna replace our lid. Make sure that's on there. Feels good. And I'm gonna put this back on. Well, let's see. This came off this side. It's fine. And tighten that up. There we go. It was pretty easy. Now I just got to do this one. All right, now we're gonna work on the second one. I'm gonna take off the lid. Ooh, we got a lot of bees clustered up here on the surface. You see, it's because we got a hole here where the queen is. Remember, we had to strap the queen on this one right there, but they're clustered around her. That's a great sign. I'm gonna remove this out. Put that off to the side. Slowly move our divider board over. This divider board's a little stuck. There we go. Got that. Try to close this without squishing this bee. Come on, go down, girl. There we go. Or fly out, even better. And we got a few bees in this one, so I'm gonna just scoop them out. There we go. Come on. You don't want to get stuck over here. You'll be stuck in there for the rest of your days. All right. All right. We got those out. And we'll leave that. We'll be closing that up. These bees, because they're able to get access through that gap right there, they're going to get back into this section. So these are top bar frames. Let me show you that. So these should be all solid so the bees don't have access up into this space. They do right now because of this wonky thing, but this will get removed in a few days. If they build out any comb in here, I'll just remove it. And then they'll be closed up and this will all fit flush. So, but until then, we're just gonna put this back on. And we're going to leave them alone for probably, I don't know, a couple days. 4, 5, 6 days. And see if they got that queen loose. And we'll pull out that queen frame and we'll just put all the frames together. And there you go. So thank you for coming along with us in our bee journey. And we're just beginning our bee journey. We'll see how these work out. Thank you again. Like and subscribe if you can, and we'll see you next time.